Happy New Year, everyone.
New Year 2023.
Thank you for tuning in and, listening to the last two seasons. We're kicking off season three. It's been crazy. Thank you for, continuing to listen, support, liking, comment, subscribing. It means a lot to Kobe and I. We're doing this as a passion project at the moment. But it's so fulfilling that we get to speak with, Hawaii's entrepreneurs, creatives, change makers, and a lot of them are our friends. And it's just nice to get a deeper dive into their stories and then be able to share that with you guys in hopes that it inspires and motivates you guys.
Yeah, I can't believe we've been doing it for 2 whole seasons already. 27 episodes. 27 episodes, something like 100 reels almost.
And we only started in March
I know.
2022.
And so we definitely wouldn't have made it here. We wouldn't have probably continued to do this work without all of you guys, just like your DMs, your likes, your shares. So thank you so much. And we're back, season 3 in 2023.
We actually already, we recorded some episodes already. So we're excited to share that with you. We're doing these intros remotely because of our crazy schedules. But like we said, we want to continue to do this and do this for you guys as well. So thank you. Thank you for the support.
Totally. So we were thinking, who should we have on as our first guest for 2023, kicking off season 3? It's a new year. I know we talk about like New Year's resolutions, vision, what we want for the year, manifesting. And so when we first started talking about it, Andrew and I were both like, we knew who we needed to bring on.
Yeah, so if you listen to season 2, we had a guest on, McKenna Maduli. She is amazing. You see her on TV and all the award shows. She produces her own shows, Talk Story with McKenna, and a bunch of other local productions. But then on our episode, we went kind of deep into like manifesting and creating vision boards and how she uses it in her life. So we felt that, going into the new year, kicking it off with the first episode, she would be perfect to bring back on to kind of just talk about vision boards and goals.
Yeah, she has this giant, if you follow McKenna, she has this giant cutout of The Rock in her office, and she tells The Rock, like, we're going to work together soon. And I don't want to give anything away that I'm not supposed to, but I totally believe that she has manifested that. So I brought something for us.
I was gonna say we need a cutout of. Hey, yeah.
Jason, we will work with you. We will have you on Uncut this year.
Yes, Jason and The Rock.
And
we'll bring it all together.
Could you imagine? Let's do a talk story session with McKenna, The Rock, Jason Momoa, and Uncut. It's gonna
happen. We're gonna put that out there. We actually said some of our goals out loud in this episode. So, and McKenna talks about how she uses her vision board. How we talked about like manifesting and what we define that as and how we use it and the tools that we use to kind of like help us get to achieving our goals. So we're excited for you to listen to this episode and hope it motivates you and gets you to achieve your goals.
Happy New Year! 2023. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning into Uncut, the podcast where we get to chat with Hawaii's top entrepreneurs, change makers, creatives, and basically all of our friends. So I'm Andrew.
I'm Kolby, and this is McKenna. Back again on a whole session for season 3, our first episode. We just had to bring you back because our last one was just too good.
That was fun.
That was fun.
A lot of magical moments happened.
Yes.
You are now a married man.
Crazy. Yeah.
Tell me about that, because I watched on socials. If you did not watch Andrew get married, it was so incredible.
The most epic wedding and honeymoon ever.
So yes, Megan and I had a destination wedding in Italy, and then we spent the rest of the month just kind of honeymooning around Europe. That was very nice because one, all of our friends and family got to travel there. We had like 40 of our closest friends and family. A very intimate wedding.
Intimate?
And then I actually had post-wedding depression.
That is, I hear, a really real thing.
It's a real thing because, kind of the buildup of planning everything, and then everything happens. And then it's
you
like,
don't plan for like the after.
Like we had the honeymoon. Like we were on a honeymoon the day after, and I was like, Megan, It's not you, but I'm like very sad right now. And I think too, like, you know, your social battery is all drained. Everything's drained. You're just exhausted. So that was that. But then we were able to enjoy quality time together. So that was nice.
Were you able to soak in parts of the cultures from everywhere you went?
Yeah. So that was a good part. Like, you know, being there for so long, we weren't like rushing anything. We had time to actually like get in there, you know, like explore and like take like, you know, tours where we can like understand the culture and everything a lot more, eat the food and all that, and
Drink
actually
the
have
drinks.
breaks and drink the drinks. Yeah.
I know. Well, since I was actually here, manifested a trip to Greece.
Yes, you
and
did.
it's happened. So I'm going to go
That's
in
so
July of this
crazy.
year. I know it happened right at this table.
Yeah. So we have evidence.
You have evidence. Cue the tape.
Yeah.
And I will be going July
Yes.
July 7th to the 17th. I'm going to get some tips from you guys.
Perfect. Yes.
Or we
Greece.
can just come with you and
We
we
are
can
more
record
than welcome.
Uncut from Greece.
Oh, yes.
Shall we
Greece
manifest that
edition.
today?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm happy. You know, manifestation. Like, I love the topic of that because everyone gets really into it as the year begins. But this is a practice that we can be doing yearly, and I think there's a big excitement as we have these new numbers that we're attached to. But it's really important, I think, for us to visualize and to talk about things in the beginning of the year and plan them out.
Yeah.
And I'm also a fan of how you have been helping in different areas of your life. Different people plan things out as well, right?
Yeah, just trying to figure out. I mean, I think Kolby and I talk about this all the time. Like, yeah, we're filmmakers and whatnot, but I think the passion comes from we have these teams to take care of, and how do we consult and figure out like help them accomplish their goals, you know, and like whether it's us helping or like providing the resources to help that, you know. So that's something we're very passionate about. I'm very passionate about.
Did you guys do like a team vision setting or anything like that?
So we have that planned. We kind of meet often to talk about goals and whatnot. And Megan and I work together on the Redefined Wedding side, and we plan on doing like a vision board for like our live, personal lives, and then career and everything too. So vision boards are a big one too. Setting goals.
Yeah.
I have them everywhere. So I have a huge vision board above my above my desk in my office.
Yep.
And then I also have them.
Did you make one for 2023?
I actually do. So I feng shui my vision boards. And so they each have one is for health and career, and one's for finance, one's for helpful people, one's for travel, one's for family. And so what I do is I switch them out. And so a big thing also about manifesting is things can change. You know, if you want one thing in January, it doesn't mean you want it in March, you know? So I kind of shift them around, give them new energy. I like sage them.
Nice.
I have all kinds of things that I do. Yes. Like, put pakai. No, but this is something that I feel like people should do more and to visualize them. And I think that there's vision boards and manifestation, but really just being specific, you know? How are you when you do your vision boards?
Well, so I think if we rewind, like I never knew about like I say maybe the last couple of years, like really diving into like manifesting, like vision setting, because before like the farthest I would go would be like have a New Year's resolution, which we all know like by February or like even like 1 week after January, it's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No judgment,
then-
Starts next year.
You know, but then it's like, then I started learning about manifestation and like what that really means. It's not, I mean, for me, it's not really about like, oh, I'm going to manifest like, I don't know, like some people were like, I'm going to manifest like winning concert tickets or something like that. I'm going to win the concert tickets. But then it's like putting yourself in a place where it's like understanding like why you want something and like, you know, just it's a bigger, I don't know, practice for me.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, a lot of the things that I have current day, i.e. Talk Story, Hale Sweet Hale, Hulali, all the things that have been with intention, right? And have come with like, okay, what's the bigger picture? And I've been learning now from, before they used to say dream big, right? And now it's like then dream, then it's like visualize, now it's manifest. Like it's taken all these different, they all kind of mean the same thing, but they all have a different intention. Does that make sense? And so when I think about manifesting now, it really is being specific. And I like to think in years now, you know, think in years. Like, what is 5 years going to look like for me? When I open my eyes, where am I going to be? Where's my house going to be? Who's going to be in the picture? What is there? What do I feel like? And just being really specific with what you want to manifest, I think is really important.
Yeah.
And then we kind of touched on this a little bit, but then dreaming it up, wanting it, and really setting the intention to align to it, but then releasing it and just saying, hey, you know what? If it's meant for me, it's going to come back. And if it doesn't, it wasn't meant for me.
That's a piece that probably a lot of people have trouble with because
that control piece, right? Because you're the one in your mind, you're thinking you're the one doing it, and then you are in control, but then you're not really.
Girl, you're talking to a double Virgo, okay? Okay, let me tell you. Control issues.
Yeah.
But the older that I've gotten, I've realized that like, hey, I'm going to set this out. Or if you see something that you want, and maybe it comes in a different package. Maybe it comes in a different way. But if it's meant for you, it'll come in a line to you.
Yeah, being able to recognize that and like kind of like, I guess like pivoting or like kind of changing it up and like going with the flow as well, you know? Not being...
Because the thing that you might want, it might be so short-sighted, you know, it might not even be like the best for you. And so that's another piece about my own personal journey. It's like the things that I manifest, it's not even the things that I personally want. I'm trying to like tap into this hoodoo universe, ancestors. What is my path? What do you think is my path? It's something that I can't even see myself almost. I don't know. It might sound weird, but I'm trying to tap into like, what is my purpose and things? Because I need guidance with that. I feel like whatever I can dream up, I feel like it's not going to be the best for me if it's just in my own control, you know?
Are you saying that there could be a bigger, better plan than you
Yeah,
are actually? Yeah, I
and
believe
maybe
that too.
it comes from like growing up Christian, where it's like God has a bigger plan for you kind of thing, and trying to tap into that. But all the things that have manifested in my life really wasn't my plan. It was something that I was kind of like, I'll step into that. I see a path there. I'm going to like move into that path. I think I'm feeling like that's the path I should be on. And then beautiful things happen.
Right. I think it's so interesting because for me, you know, being in the fourth decade of my life and in a place where I didn't necessarily know, but I think for me, manifesting my reality in my career has happened, but what hasn't happened for me is a family. And it's very interesting to me that, because that was all I wanted, right? Was like, and so, but I now understand, and for so long in my 30s, and I think a lot of women can actually relate to this, is that you think that you're supposed to have the marriage and the house and the car and the kids and all of this stuff. And this is now proven to come a lot later in my life for me, that stability. And I think a lot later in life for a lot of people, actually. Wouldn't you agree?
For sure. Okay, so yeah, let's dive into that, because so you were you ever at a point where you were in a relationship where you're like, I guess this is the next thing, and we're gonna have.
We're gonna go there.
It's the guy from episode from season 2.
Okay.
That guy.
Oh God, yeah.
But then how did But then you probably wouldn't be at this place where you're at now.
Career-wise too. Yeah, so it's like
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I think too, like what Andrew says too, like we have to flow with it in a way of like if it, how it happens. But I think honestly, just not fighting the force and trusting that if that is meant for me, if I am meant to have a family, if I'm meant to have a husband, if I'm meant to get married, those things will come along. But I think we were programmed so young in life that these were by Uncle Walt Disney, who I love, but like we're so programmed to think that this is the way it happens. Someone comes to save you. It doesn't work like that, you know? And I think this generation is really figuring it out and shaking it up to be like, okay, wait, we're learning a new way of life. Yeah. And I feel like manifesting, aligning, authenticity, being authentic, those are all really important part of this change that we're all a part of, you know?
So do you find yourself still like manifesting that specific kind of relationship and like those kids, or is it a different kind of manifesting now?
No, I am just open. Like it's just literally trust. I have no idea what's going to happen. I just have this epic sense of peace. And I got to talk too about like after when Mauna Loa started, when we had the eruption happen, I don't know if you guys felt the energy that came over.
It was wild.
And I had felt from 2020, 2021, going through a somewhat pretty big breakup, like a 10-year breakup, and like all of these things working so much. But when that eruption happened, I had all of these things that I had been fearful or worried about or like stressed for, and like literally holding this all in. I felt this beautiful, calm sense of peace and that we're all going to be okay. And I don't know if that's just a Hawaii thing for us here, but it was a really beautiful energy that came over me. Did you tell me about your experience?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's still going, because even when the eruption stopped and then we had the snow and then now Kilauea's going.
erupting again.
Like, oh my gosh, it's
what's
so
happening?
amazing.
Yeah.
Right, and you're seeing Poliahu and Pele, and I think also what I got from that whole time is that not everything is found on coordinates on a map. Like there's still new Earth that is like spewing from from our homeland and from where we are, and I think that was a really pivotal part because it was a really rough 2-3 years I think for all of us as we've navigated through this. But I think as far as manifestation goes now, I can get into the detail. Like I can get to my house where I'm in 5 years and I can feel it. I can see it. I can smell it. But if it's going to happen, I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
But I can be positive about it.
What about you, Andrew? I know we always talk about like vision and manifesting and things like that.
I think.
What does that look like in a practical sense?
Just rewinding a little bit, like, so that month trip that I took, it was great personal, like got to spend quality time with Megan and all that and relax and not work. But then on top of that, on the career side, I was like, oh my gosh, like being able to trust the team that you have, that you worked hard to build, being away that long and the companies are still running. That was such a big, like, eye-opening moment for me. Like these things can work and you just have to trust the process, kind of let go. And I mean, I used to get obsessed about like one thing, like I want this to happen. It's got to happen this way and I'm going to make it happen because I control what happens. In a way, yes, but then there's also so many other things that come into play and you kind of have to like, again, go with the flow and like, be able to adapt. Like who would have guessed COVID would have happened? The pandemic. Being able to adapt to that.
I still can't believe it.
I can't believe that happened.
Because remember when we were like waiting for the first case to come to Hawaii, and I like look back and I'm like, what an insane time we've just lived through.
Seriously,
Everything
it feels
was
like
shut
a
down.
lifetime ago too.
Yeah.
We've grown so much since then.
I found my vaccination card the other day and I'm like, what is this?
I can't believe we had this thing.
Remember when I got?
Oh my gosh, my Vax card got stolen. It was like a whole big thing. I had to file a police report.
It was a hot commodity.
It was. Oh my gosh, we were like black market Vax cards. Remember that?
No, but yeah, see, like things like that happen, and it's like it may push your goals off course and whatnot. But then being able to like adapt and then pivot and then figuring out how to get back on path, or like even like changing up your goals a little bit. I think the main thing is just being intentional on why you have these goals, and I think that's something that I learned this year too. It's like I really wanted McDonald's breakfast this morning, but then one of my goals this year is to just eat healthier and just be in better shape, right? And it's like, okay, does that match my like that goes against what I'm intending to do. So it's like it's not so much the goal anymore, it's like my intention. So it's like that whole thought process has helped me like just kind of stay on track as well, like those little things. But
the little things all add up to big things. Intention is a huge word, and I think Kimmy and I were talking about this the other day as like, what are your words for 2023? Did you think of those for yourself?
Yeah
I don't know what mine are. Oh no, mine were foundation, consistency, balance, peaceful, just things that I never had balance in my workload before. Like I was like, I'll just do it,
right.
But yeah, so
words are powerful.
Intention, words, and then getting back to like visualization, why I choose these big words and these big phrases, and I read a lot of Oprah and like people who visualize things. I think it's so great to have the words around you too. So when like on the vision board, I have the word heal, grow, things that are important, balance, mental health, things that can remind me of like, hey, have you checked yourself yet? I think is important.
Yeah. Have you ever had, I'm sure you have, but like a specific experience where you visualized something or manifested something and it just played out like that?
Oh yeah, so many times that it's almost eerie because it's like this deja vu feeling.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're like, I literally just called this, or like I would say something, like looking for something, and then it just pops up, or thinking of someone, and they happen so quick.
What's one experience where you actually like did the work and manifested it?
You think of one too, and I'll share one.
Gosh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I gotta go first. I might need a little bit of time for it because it does actually happen a lot when I'm in that zone, and it really does come down to a frequency as well. Because when you are in that frequency and we talk about that word alignment so much. When you're in that, it's like sky is really the limit, right? We talked about the ATM in the sky last time, and I don't know, things from pictures or to finding something to decorate a set, or I don't know.
I can go first.
Okay, go for it.
All right. So our wedding, back to the Italy wedding, like 2 months out, we were looking at the weather report and it said thunderstorms every single day in Italy. And so Megan, obviously, we're all just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And then like coordinators like, you should book a tent. We're like, nah, I'm not gonna book a tent for something that's not gonna happen. And then I was like, okay, Megan, we need to manifest this good weather. At first, we wrote out it's gonna be sunny in Italy, and we're like, wait, that's not specific enough. So then we wrote out the weather in Tuscany, Italy, from 9/1 to 9/10 is gonna be sunny and beautiful.
You did?
And I wrote that everywhere. It was on my mirror. We wrote it. I put post-it notes everywhere. No.
I believe it.
We had like whiteboards that I wrote it all over our house, like, and then one on our door. So that's the last part. We walk out, we say it, and then
Are you serious?
still 2 months in. I mean, like still coming up, like the week before it was all thunderstorms.
Oh my gosh.
And then the day we land, it was raining. So our friends were there before us, so it was still raining. And then the day we land, till the day we left, it was sunny and beautiful.
Are
It only
you
rained a little bit on our
serious?
last day. But we were just like, oh my gosh, like, like that kind of stuff. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my
We-
gosh.
tell me, we truly manifested that one. Like,
Yeah.
we said it every single day
Wow.
when we woke up, before we went to bed. Because it was just like such
That
a
is
big
really
thing,
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, beautiful, sunny, blue skies. We were
It
like,
works. Proof
I'm trying to
positive.
think. I'm so mad. Like, yeah, I'm blanking. Okay, what's yours?
Hometown legends.
Oh, yeah?
Like
I mean,
when I
talk stories,
first started, that whole project, and it was before we had even started shooting. I was just thinking about it would be so cool to screen this with all the community there, the legends there at Kahilu Theater, and I actually pictured very specific. And this is not don't always do this. Like I don't normally do this, but I was just like sitting in the looking at Mauna Kea in the back of my house, and I was like, I could visualize it. I could see the lights. I could see everybody's faces looking at me. I could
wow.
see like the curtains and the signs, and I was like, that's gonna happen. And I don't know. I'm just not usually like that. I like hope it will happen, and I'll work my ass off to try to make it happen. But in this case, I saw like a specific
Moment.
scene,
Yeah.
like a moment. And then when I was up there in that moment, I
You're
was
like,
just
"Whoa."
like, I was like overwhelmed. I couldn't believe that it was happening. I don't even know what I said. I was just like, I can't believe that this is the moment that I pictured before this project even started.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
neat. Okay, well, Talk Story was definitely something that I manifested in, like down to the colors and the theme music. We picked Uncle Israel Kamaka Viva Ole's music and manifested that in its own way. But I want to say even like moving home to Hawaii was a big manifestation for me, because I didn't know when that would come, what year in my life it would. I think this year makes 7 years that I've been home, 6 years. And I remember, this is a good one. Okay. So, all I wanted before I moved to Hawaii was all I wanted to do was move back home and own a pop-up tent. That's all I wanted, because I wanted to
Go beach and stuff.
go beach. Thank you, Andrew, for clarifying.
I get it. Not live in the pop-up tent.
Thank you, Andrew. No, but it's a real thing, because when I was in California for 20 years, you don't have pop-ups. So you go pop up at the beach and you take your, barbecue and go get all the things.
Yeah.
And that was like one thing. And I remember being at a beach day recently under my pop-up tent
Like,
at Makaha Beach. Like, I manifested this moment right
That's
now,
so
because
cool.
I think more than what the pop-up tent just made me realize was just like what happens with your family under there, the camaraderie, the sharing of stories, the ohana, all of that. And I feel like at that point in my life when I manifested it, it was like something that I missed, I needed, I wanted, and it
Being
came
away
true.
from home, yeah.
That's
beautiful.
Oh, that's the next show. Pop under the pop-up tent.
we're taking this on the road.
Barbecue in the
Not a
back.
bad idea. We're gonna shoot some up in Waimea, okay?
Yeah, we get some good stories.
I'm not opposed to that.
I'm gonna weight that one down in my mail, but
Oh man.
So okay,
That's awesome.
So now we're in January. So what are some big goals that we want to like? What do we want to express and like manifest this year?
Well, let's go even break that down further. So like if people aren't used to like manifesting or vision boarding or whatever, like what would be some like first steps, I guess, for people who might not even be familiar with like how do I manifest what I want?
Journaling, absolutely, because I have, even in these last couple of months, the holidays were like this for me. Always. And I get super strong. And then that week, for some reason, like that week between Christmas and New Year's where you're supposed to be really happy and you're think you're in the right place, you kind of get the blues, right? Like kind of like the post wedding, but sorry, Megan, the post holidays blues, and you're going into I don't know. Was it weird for you guys this year?
Yeah, 100%.
It was
Yeah.
really weird. I was like,
It's always weird. I feel like that week is always weird. And then you feel like you should be doing so much more to prepare for the new year. And then you just don't feel that have the energy to do it. And you
I
need
feel
to
like
clean up Christmas. And
It's a lot. I definitely felt it this year, and I don't know if it's like a growing up thing, you know, when you start having more responsibilities and whatnot. But then the holidays this year, now that you bring it up, it just feels weird. It's like,
and then I'm like, should people even work during this week? I don't know if it should even be possible that they're working, but yeah, I went through kind of a little bit of a lull and I had to pull myself out of it. And you know what it was is like taking rest and taking time to be mellow. I think that's a really big part of it too. And for someone who's go all the time like me, learning how important rest and like, you know, in order to manifest or to be in that space, you have to be like just not stressed out and not in like a really crazy nuts kind of place.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just getting started, I think, you know, journaling and thinking about things that really make you happy, start eliminating too. You know, I think that we put things on vision boards, but it is more than okay to take things off. It is more important to, you know, you can say like, hey, that's not really what I want anymore, and taking it off. And honestly, on my vision board right now, I have some pukas and empty spaces because I just didn't feel like I wanted the things that are on there anymore. And I don't exactly have the specifics yet what that is. But it's going to happen.
That's good.
I love that. Okay, so I saw this kind of cool thing on TikTok one of my girlfriends sent me.
You're on TikTok? I'm
No,
just kidding.
I am
Just
so
kidding.
not on TikTok, but I keep getting sent TikToks. But there's this girl who had made a New Year's resolution and wrote it on a bottle of champagne. And every time she did it, she would open the bottle of champagne and like...
Oh, yeah. I actually know what you're talking about. Yeah, a different bottle of champagne represents a goal.
Yeah.
And when you accomplish it, she pops it and she drinks
Yeah.
it and celebrates.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I mean...
Okay, I don't know if this is going to stick with the dry January.
I mean, I'm doing dry January, but I think I just can't accomplish any goals until February. I'm just kidding. No, but that is
It's
a cool.
okay to do that too.
I think that is a good, you know, kind of representation of like, kind of do whatever it takes to accomplish your goals, because that's a good way to kind of keep track of your goals too,
It
and
might
like
work for some
create
people.
a win
Yeah.
and like celebrate and like
Yeah.
yes, it's a visual thing. Imagine just having all the champagne bottles up and it's like, okay, I can't wait to pop that one, you know, and like you accomplish it, you buy a
that's
house,
a
you pop it.
visualization
So
for
it's,
sure.
it's a tool. I think there's so many tools out there to help with like
Yeah.
goal setting, resolutions, manifestation, and I think that's a good one. That's a cool one.
That is a cool one.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, so yeah, you're like, yeah.
How many bottle of champagnes can I get?
I know. And where's the
It's gonna be
Yeah.
the good
The
kind.
more goals, the
too.
better. The
You're
more
not
goals, the
gonna
better.
run a marathon and pop Corbell after.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get a hangover.
No. Wait, so what else? Let's talk manifestations for this year then. What are
Okay.
we? Okay, so what did you, I know you just held like a class
mean,
or something too, didn't you?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm like big on power words too, or like keywords, and I'll make a little thing on my phone, and every time I
Yeah.
pick it up, I'll see the words, and it's more so just as like a reminder of whatever I'm doing at any point of the day. It's just a visual reminder of this is my word. So my word is joy, it's trust, and balance.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Yeah,
And like,
joy, trust, and balance.
We got to bring someone on to define the word balance.
I know
That's a
it's
tough
one of
one.
those words that I don't really
'Cause
love, but I
balance
don't
is
know.
I feel like we should just roll it out.
No, like, I mean, like, balance to everyone, you know, like, it's different.
Well, I actually want to look up what the word manifestation actually means.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know?
Well, it's such a buzzword now. Like
Yeah, the
everybody's
bar downtown, right?
manifesting.
I'm just kidding. I manifest a lot.
Someone's definitely over dry January.
I manifest every weekend. Just kidding.
Okay, so manifest is an adjective, clear or obvious to the eye or mind. The system's manifest failings. Okay, verb. Display or show a quality or feeling by one's acts or appearance. Demonstrate. A ray manifested signs of severe depression. This is kind of dark. But one more.
Damn, Google.
I know. Okay, let's try again. Okay, no. Manifest, document. Hold on, this is all gonna get cut out. Record amount. So the other manifest is like a record of passengers.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right.
yeah.
Airport manifest.
So it's so interesting that the word manifest
means so many different things.
different things. Absolutely.
What do you think of manifest when you think of like McKenna's version of manifesting?
Of really visualizing what I want, putting intention behind it, knowing that it's possible, and dreaming it up and letting it go. That's my version, I think. And having it change, I think before when it was like, I need this red dress and red, you know, sometimes it's going to be blue or sometimes it's going to be, you know, having the space or having the capacity for me to manifest something that has room.
That's a good one.
It has
Yeah,
room.
has room.
Yeah. It has room to take different shapes. What does it mean to you?
We're taking
What she said.
McKenna's.
You put it so well.
Thank you, Roosevelt.
No, I think yeah, manifestation. I think really just like being able to visualize and like kind of obsessed with it. But then yeah, I think I'm gonna take on the, you know, like giving it room to grow and like kind of create its own
That's
form.
part of the trust piece, the trust or having faith that. that
I'm
it
getting
will-
better at that. You know, as creatives and you know as business people, you obsess over everything. You feel like the
Well, he's a
control.
Leo too.
Speak
Yeah,
for
I'm a Leo.
yourself.
I want to control everything, but you know, so it's like it is one of my goals to be able to like build and take time to create systems, so then you can, you know, let go more and trust and yeah, do these different things. So
Systems is
Systems.
very, very good, because I've been going through a lot of this with my colleagues too at the station, of like working smarter, not harder,
that's a
and
big one.
learning how to do that and how things don't have to be, you know, so chaotic. I think that too, when you think that success comes when chaos happens, or like it has to be this whole crazy thing, but it doesn't really, you know, and I'm just learning that. Like it doesn't have to be super stressful in order to be super beautiful.
never stop learning.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the trust piece, like when McKenna says like let it go, I think that's one thing that I'm learning recently, more recently, because I'm the same for like my company is 15 years this year, and so much of it was so tightly managed. I felt like if I didn't have my hands in all of these things, it wouldn't be successful. If I didn't work so hard, it wouldn't be successful. But now it's like the letting go part is so liberating, and then it's amazing because by letting go, it also like lets other people step up to the plate who are way better at whatever than I am, and then it just becomes this thing that's like growing to be its own. I don't know, it's like growing up, it's like a baby. I'm like holding on to it so tightly and then like almost stopping the growth, but if I just let it go, it just becomes a beautiful thing on its own.
I know that.
Yeah.
I think I think 2023 is a big year for that, because I'm learning that very much too. And there's all kinds of ways that I want to grow my businesses, what I want to do, but it's on building a team. We talk about this a lot, and the trust and having faith that it's all going to work out the way it's meant to.
I think because it's coming from such a good place, like it's coming from such a good place in your heart, and you have good intention, you want to build community, you want to build other people up, you just want the best for everybody. When you have that kind of intention, then it's just, there's no way that it could fail almost, you know? It's like I celebrate people's success when I know that it's from such a good place, when it's about building and elevating, you know? And I think that's what you're doing, definitely.
Thank you.
I think that's what we are doing.
I think it's important too to touch on that for community, right? If you want something for yourself, and then to also realize how or in which way is it helping elevate your community, or what are you doing? There's so much work to do here in Hawaii that we can all be doing. You know, there's so many different ways that we can reach out. And when you're manifesting things, I think it's important to include, and you know, that's why they say, you know, we're more powerful in numbers too. If two of us or three of us say one thing of what I want to do in 6 months, we're giving it that much more energy, that much more magnitude of like, this is what it can become, you know? And I think sharing and finding a good group of people as you're manifesting, accountability partners, people who you trust, that you know, like, hey, I got you and you got me. Something fun that we've been doing a lot lately too is at the end of dinners is just everyone speaks something out into existence.
Ooh.
Speak
Love
it
that.
into existence. 1 year from now, what are you going to be doing? And my friend Dermot used to do that a lot. And you just, and if you're writing, or you say, hey, I lift up Kolby and hers, I lift up Andrew and his. And it's just, it's more power to it.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Very good.
Shall we end the
I love-
episode with that?
Yes.
Everyone put something out there.
Okay, everybody put something out there into the universe to happen.
Now I gotta think.
Gosh, do we want to get specific with the
I
family?
know. It's like, how specific are we? How do we? Yeah.
And something that you want to share to
The universe. Our 10 followers. I'm just kidding.
No way.
Thank you.
Not by this time next year. Uncut will have 10 million followers.
Hey, I got one. Our podcast Uncut is going to be sponsored by the end of this year. Putting it out there.
I want to lift that up to this month.
By this month.
By this month.
By the time Andrew has his first drink.
We'll celebrate in February.
I'm here for it.
I think for me, and I think for all of us, that we have the space and the support to do work that we're passionate about, not just because it pays the bills, because it keeps the lights on, but because we truly believe in it and have passion for it. And I want us creatives to be able to go there, not being worried about time or money.
Okay.
Nice. That's a good one. Lift that up.
All right. I'm going to go big in my manifestation. 1 year from now, I'm going to be well underway to a national show from Hawaii.
Yes.
And in building my very own studio.
Yes.
Like a very own television studio.
Hell yeah. Can we have a little corner?
I'm
Putting it
speaking
out
that
there.
into existence.
Yes.
I would
Yes.
love that too. And also allowing a different place for creatives to go to have a hub, of whether it be for skits or acting or commercials, something like that. So spoke it into existence.
Yes.
Let's go. Creating opportunities.
Next Oprah is
Manifesting.
here on Uncut.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks for having me again, you guys.
Thank
Always
you
a
for coming
pleasure.
on.
So
We
much.
manifested this.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
I'm telling you, I'm going to Greece now. You're going to give me some tips.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have a
We're going to get you a
post-marriage.
drone.
Me in Greece with a drone, I'm not sure is a good idea.
We'll wait for that content. If it doesn't come up, it's fine. No, but I'm excited for you and like everything. I mean, we talked a lot before the show too, and there's a lot of exciting projects. So stay tuned
Yeah.
for what McKenna is up to. She has a lot going on.
Yeah. We just wish you all the success and the love and the happiness and joy and
Yeah, they did.
All of that. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, comment, and yeah, thank you again.
I love everybody.
Bye,
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.